Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. So happy that you're here because we're in store for amazing, amazing wisdom and a treat from our special guest today. We're going to be talking about beating the burnout for caregivers. Yes and yay. And before I get into it and introduce this amazing lady that I have to share with you, I want to first remind you of what is the purpose of this show. The purpose of this show is to support you as an entrepreneur in achieving your success in business and life harmony. Because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is 100% possible to work smarter, stress less, strengthen your relationships, and lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum so that you can increase your calm, your confidence, and your cash flow with ease and grace. Yay, yay. So one of the things you want to make sure that you do is go to anotherlevelliving.com/harmony and grab your 7 secrets to more business life harmony today. Okay, I want you to give a warm welcome to our amazing guest today, Miss Charlene Sparks. Charlene, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Dr. Heather. I am so excited to be with you today. I hadn't been with you in a while, and I'm so grateful.
Oh,
I am
so
so grateful.
Me too. I'm so looking forward to the wisdom because I know it's going to be just magical for everyone. Because one of the things, a lot of times, those who are in entrepreneurship, they're called to that because maybe they can't work a full-time job. Maybe they're caring for a loved one. And so they need that flexibility to be able to do so. So I'm so grateful that you're here to share your wisdom with us. Let me let them know a little bit about you, okay?
All right.
All right, so Charlene Sparks, she's an RN and she's also a BSN, and she's affectionately known as the Resource Navigator, a woman of many talents and a trailblazer in her own right. She is the proud founder of Women with Vision Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to uplifting women, caregivers, and families to help them become the best version of themselves. Charlene is also the co-owner of Advantage Health Connections Incorporated, that is also located in Greensboro, North Carolina. Her mission revolves around embracing, empowering, and elevating individuals, not just through traditional healthcare, but also by providing a platform for spiritual and mental wellness. Charlene excels in creating education opportunities for personal and business development, and also making a positive impact on countless lives. In her personal life, she is a devoted wife of Michael P. Sparks and a loving mother of 3 beautiful daughters. She is not just an advocate, she's also an author too, where she has created a book called Step Up, Step Out, and Reclaim, and also co-authored Rise Above, The Power of Praise, showcasing her dedication and her knowledge and inspiration. Oh my goodness. I could go on with this, right? You could
You
feel the
cut it
wisdom
off,
of this
girl.
wisdom.
Wow, it's not about me, okay?
Okay, I get it. I get it. When we're on the mission and God is calling us to do something, we get it. Exactly. We got to do it. We hear the call, and I'm so grateful that you heard the call. One of the first question I have for you today is, why is this topic so important? Why beat the burnout for caregivers? Why is this something that's so important for us?
Yes, Beat the Burnout Caregivers conferences is a must in this generation. We started Beat the Burnout. Well, actually, we kind of started out with caregivers and women just coming together for prayer breakfasts. That was our initial start in my home with over, I guess, back in 2015 and 16. And a few of my Virginia founding members came down and just really put on like I guess more like a prayer breakfast. We thought it was just going to be a prayer breakfast, but it ended up being where a group of ladies came together, and we realized that self-care was the missing link to our community, that small community. So we said, if self-care is missing in this community, because we had nurses, we had family members. We had just a variety of therapists and doctors. We had a variety. So we knew from there that self-care had to be placed priority. And so from that journey, we decided that caregiving, reclaiming power, helping caregivers to just kind of wake up a little bit, because we found that caregivers were dying before their clients because they were just giving out and wasn't taking the proper steps to take care of themselves. So that kind of led us to where we are now. And so with Beat the Burnout, I'm telling you, we decided that, hey, we have to take it out beyond ourselves, because it's not just us that's burned out. And what we begin to realize, even during the COVID epidemic, everybody was burned out, and it gave us a new definition for caregiving, caregivers and caregiving. Okay, so that's generally how we kind of started, and now we're on a journey, traveling from different states and just really reaching out to help people. And I believe for me, it kind of started out, yeah, more education, but as we kind of got more into it, it became more of a ministry. And
Nice.
so now we're kind of focused on Beat the Burnout, dealing with spiritual wellness, mental wellness, and physical wellness, and just learning how to bring that balance together. As a caregiver, it has been challenging, not just for myself, but for many who's struggling every day, making sure that we're doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves along the way. And that helps us to be better caregivers when it's time for us to give care.
Oh my goodness, that's so good and so true. And it's like, there's a beauty in this, because being a fellow caregiver myself, right? Like, I care for, I have three children, three amazing children. I'm married to a Purple Heart Marine Corps veteran. And it's interesting how sometimes, like, it's so easy to give so much care for other people that we neglect the care for ourselves, right? So this part about, like,
Mhm.
sometimes you can be operating and not even know that you're burnt out.
That's
And
right.
which is beautiful, is why it led to the message of another level living, living at another level, another way of being, doing, and having, so you can give from your overflow, right? So,
Yes.
like, and I guess, I'm thinking about that time early on when I had no idea what I was doing. Like, what are maybe some of, like, the two or three common signs to let people know that maybe they might be a little burnt out and not know it, from your perspective, from what you've seen? What are, like, the top couple?
Yeah. Well, one thing I remember when I was working in the healthcare facilities, and I would work all day, come home, could barely, fix myself up. So when I see a decrease in care, don't like to comb your hair, you just ripping and running, you got to go get it, go back to work looking in the kind of way. I say, ooh, burnout. And that's one thing that I picked up when I was working in the healthcare facilities. But another thing with burnout, many goes into a state of depression. They end up being secluded. They don't like to go around other people. And the reason I know that is because we put on like caregiver events, meetups, and galas, and a lot of times the caregivers will say they're coming, and then at the end, they're just call and say, I don't even have anything to wear. I don't even, they don't want to come out. So seclusion, I would say a spirit of
Mm,
seclusion is a
spirit.
sign of burnout. Those are just some that you don't really recognize as burnout.
Oh,
But
good.
seclusion is one good sign of being burned out.
Oh my goodness, that's so good. And it also equates to like loneliness, right? Like that feeling of
Loneliness.
isolation and where it comes to be the normal, but we're called to be together, to connect, to express, to come together with in community, unity in the community, right?
Unity in
So
the community.
that
Yes.
makes perfect sense. I love that. The next question I'm gonna ask you is like, what are some tips and strategies? So now we have this awareness of, okay, cool. I know this is burnout is happening. What are some tips and strategies, or maybe a couple of suggestions on how we can start to overcome this, start to like break through this caregiving challenge and burnout?
Yeah. You know, it's a mindset thing. And I believe most of the time when I'm talking to a caregiver one-on-one, because I do receive a lot of calls for coaching, what I'm finding is that they'll open up and talk to me, one-on-one, but they don't like talking around a lot of people. So that was one reason we kind of created Beat the Burnout Caregiver Tours, because they're not like big conferences. They're more like small, intimate groups.
Nice.
And the caregivers and the partners, they just seem to be able to open up a little bit more. You have to create an atmosphere for caregivers to feel comfortable,
Ah, good.
because they don't feel comfortable in most communities. And so I guess it's called like what you call an introversion. A lot of caregivers are introverted and they like being introverted, and helping to break them out of that introversion. Even myself, I was a nurse for many years, but I had always been so introverted and not real. I would go to a lot of events and do a lot of things, but I would not open up and talk to anybody.
Okay. I love that. So really
Yes.
expanding your supportive environments and the right communities where it creates that beautiful atmosphere like your tours. I love
Yes,
that.
yes. And they're so relaxing, and they're not so, it's not like you're going to a big professional conference. It's more like you can relax. We have music, we have things that you can do. We have exercise, dancing, just things that we can do to have fun. And then I believe after we kind of get started, everybody's kind of in tune to it, and it's just an awesome atmosphere that I believe helps caregivers and women to just come together and just make it happen.
Wow, I love this for a couple of reasons. So the second part about having fun. So I feel like this is like strategy too, having fun, being able to be in those
Yes.
environments and create that fun for yourself. Is that part about, we can't pour out from an empty cup, and that's what leads to the exhaustion and the burnout. And I love that you mentioned the mindset, because a lot of times caregiving can take a toll on the mind, the heart, the body. And when we take the pressure off the mind, like that unity in the mind creates unity inside, which also is unity in the community. Oh, I love
Yes.
that. I love that. Any another tip or strategy or suggestion that people can take action on right now to start being able to beat the burnout?
Yes. I would say if you are a caregiver, just reach out to somebody and just talk to them, and just really open up. Just, I mean, we have to kind of break through. I have a synonym for Beat the Burnout, and the first B is breakthrough. We have to have a breakthrough.
So we don't have a breakdown, or
Right.
or even the breakthrough
Breakthrough.
after the
No
breakdown.
breakdown. We want to have a breakthrough. And so I want to encourage our caregivers to just break through and take care of yourself. Even though we so used to hearing people say, when you take care of yourself, you're selfish. But I looked at that and I say, well, God told us to take care of ourselves. To me, I've read that many times that we are to take care of ourselves to be more effective to take care of him and others.
Correct. Correct. And you
That's what I've gotten. And so I said, that's where I believe I neglected myself in my earlier years. I was taking care of everybody else and doing all these other things, but I miss some things that I should have been doing, taking care of myself. So, self examination, we have to just kind of look at where we are because everybody's at different spaces right now in the world. And we just have to meet people where they are to get them on the right track of breaking through.
Nice. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. Okay, cool. Cool. So we're going to get a breakthrough from the burnout. So therefore we don't have a breakdown, or even if you've had a breakdown, y'all, it's okay, because a
That's
lot of us caregivers have been there, and it's about not staying there and stepping
that's
into
right.
your empowerment. And self-care is not selfish. So yay. Yay to all of this. Well,
That's right.
tell us, how can we continue this journey on? Do you have like a free gift or something that you can offer us so
Yeah.
that to support us in this caregiving, beating the burnout entrepreneur
Yes.
journey?
Yes. Well, on April 26, 2025, Saturday, Beat the Burnout tour will be in the Hampton, Virginia area. And we're so excited to come to the Virginia area. And what we will be doing is putting on a Beat the Burnout Caregivers tour. And so for the first two people that reach out to Dr. Heather, please give her your name, put your name in the chat, or reach out to her and let her know you would like to be a part of the Beat the Burnout. I am giving away 2 free tickets today for Beat the Burnout Caregivers Tour in Hampton, Virginia.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Okay, so y'all heard this message. So make sure you get, hopefully, you're those first two. After that, it's okay. We'll send you the link to purchase your ticket. But you want to
Yes,
make sure that you're those first two. What a beautiful gift for us. Thank you. Thank you, Charlene.
yes.
Thank you. And now, based on every single thing that you shared with us, what would be the biggest takeaway that you want to leave us with today?
You know, I was thinking about one thing that I always share at our Beat the Burnout conferences. And as I stated earlier, we focus in on spiritual, mental, and physical wellness. And so I want to leave with you a word that I believe can help you on your self-care journey. And it says, a heart at peace gives life to the body. If
Mm.
you have peace in your mind, your body will be healthy. And that comes from Proverbs 14:30 in the easy version. But I love that. It tells me that when I take care of myself, when I release all of this stress, and you know how the world is now, when we create peace in our lives, our bodies will be healthy. And I said, oh, we peace that surpasses all natural understanding. So I want to leave with you today peace.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. What a blessing. I wrote that scripture down, so therefore I could be able to. That's probably another one of the verse that I'm going to put on my wall somewhere.
Yes.
So powerful, because our greatest wealth is our peace of mind, body, and soul, and
Mhm.
everything flows through us. So I'm so grateful for your wisdom today. Everyone who's listening, we want to hear your biggest takeaway. Go ahead and put your biggest takeaway from Charlene's talk in the comments below. And if you were given this gift of inspiration and beating the burnout for caregivers, go ahead and share this message out to other caregivers that you know. Now is the time we can give from our overflow. We don't have to be in this depletion or exhaustion. And that's where the beautiful fun is, because you stay full of energy and freedom. Let
Yes.
this message marinate through your mind, body, and soul all weekend as well as you're doing your caregiving things. It's not just caring for for a loved one who has an illness or disability. It's also caring for your children, moms, dads. Y'all are
Yes.
caregivers, right?
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. And we thank you again so much, Charlene, for blessing us with your wisdom today. What an amazing treat for us.
Thank you. Looking forward to coming back. Thank you so
Yay!
much.
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone in Another Level Living Land, have a wonderful weekend. And we look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of Freedom Fridays. And have an amazing rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.